Hello, and welcome to the Longevity and Health channel, Tapping the Chi. My name is Terry. Today's practice is going to be on how to de-stress, how to deal practices to help us with anxiety, fear, and stress. So we're going to do a warm-up. And then I'm going to share with you 6 specific acupressure points, mainly on the head. And there's a few that are not on the head, that are on the hand and the arm. And the ones on the head come from a very ancient practice, Tao Yin practice of a head massage, where a lot of other points have to do with the eyes, the jaw, and other issues, sinuses, other issues that happen in the head, and they make contact with certain meridians and of course organs. But the ones we're going to concentrate on today that I'll share with you is all about undoing stress and anxiety. And then I'm going to share with you some Qigong practices that you can also do to help de-stress. So let's begin by a warm-up, and warming up is really important. It helps move the energy in the body, helps release maybe some blockages, and helps to get your energy or your chi, which is your life force, moving. So I invite you to stand, and we're going to do some very gentle joint rotations for the synovial fluid in the joints. So we're just going to put the ear to the shoulder, chin to the ceiling, opposite shoulder, and chin to chest. And reverse it. And then just rotate the head. And there are a lot of different practices one can do to unblock energy, blockages, and to warm up. This is a basic one that I think is really important. Rolling the shoulders back 3 times, forward 3 times. And then let's get the elbow joint. A lot of times we forget that. You notice I'm not moving my arms. I'm moving the front of the arm, but I'm rotating and pivoting around the elbow joint. Good. And now the wrist. So I'm going to hold my hands together and just do wrist rotations, which is very gentle because the other hand is really supporting each other and the palms are touching. And then we're going to take our finger and we're just going to go from the wrist all the way to the tip of the finger and massage that. It's called the well point. So you have 3 yin, 3 yang meridians that move in the hands. Some end there, some start there. They're like roads. You have one-way roads. So one might go up the body and one might go from the body down to the fingertip. And then we're going to take our fingers where the webbing is between the thumbs and we're going to knock it together 9 times. And then the index fingers. This is great if you have arthritis and problems with your hands. 9 times. So you're activating those meridians. And then the pinky. Good. And now we're going to work on the spine. So we're just going to gently do a side bend, breathe in and breathe out. And if you can't put your hand over your head to stretch this part, that's okay. You can just take your hands on the sides and go over, Or take the hand resting on the head, supports the head as you go over, and you get more of a stretch under the arm, which is really working also on the heart meridian. And then we're going to go over to the other side. And then we're going to interlock the fingers and pivot to all the way around as far as you can go. So you're rotating the waist. We're not rotating the hips. My feet are pointing straight ahead. So we're doing a little twist with the spine. And now we're going to breathe in, open up a curtain, bring your hands back as you bend back to your comfort level. And as you exhale, bring the arms together, tuck the chin into the chest, round the back. Breathe in, open the curtain, come down, chin to chest. One more time. Breathe in, exhale, arms together, chin to chest. Good. And now we're going to do a forward bend, come down to your comfort level. Knees could be slightly bent. The first thing to come down is the chin, the head. The upper arms come down. We're rolling the chest and the upper back. If this is all you can do, that's fine. Just hang and relax. When you get down to wherever it is that you can be, relax and breathe into it, and you'll find yourself going deeper and further. Take 3 breaths at the bottom, your bottom. And as you come up, keep the head down, come up from the lower back. It's called stacking the vertebrae, one at a time. Your head and your chest are still rounded and down. Slowly you start to bring the chest up as you stack those vertebrae. And then your head comes up. And relax. Hands on waist. Let's get the hips going. Rotation 3 times one direction and 3 times the opposite direction. And now we're going to stretch the front of the thigh. Many times we forget that. If you can't reach your foot, come up as far as you can and hold the pant leg up. Keep your back straight and your bum tucked. Of course, if you can come all the way up, come all the way up. The knee stays in, it doesn't come out. The knee stays in next to the other leg. And as you notice, I'm holding on to the wall for my balance. So don't forget to hold on to something. And you'll find that you can go further with one leg than you can with the other, and that's okay. If you have a rope or a belt, you could use that to hold the leg up. And now we're going to stretch the calf muscle, come into a lunge. Make sure that the knee on the front leg does not go over the toes. Make sure you're stretching the back. There's a slight bend to the back leg. We never really want to lock the joints. Sometimes we do, but for this we're not. And stretch the other leg. And now the hamstring stretch. You can open your legs, keep your back straight, and feel the stretch behind your legs as you go down as far as you can, and feel the stretch behind the legs. When you're ready to come up, Slightly bend the knees and stand upright. Now, if you cannot go down, then come on the heel of the foot, toes pointing up, the other leg is bent. Turn to face the toes and see if you can reach them. And just go as far as you can. And feel the stretch behind the leg. Really bring those toes up. And go to the opposite side. Last but not least, ankle. So for the ankle, hold on if you have to. You're not moving the leg, but you're moving, rotating the ankle joint. So that's getting lubricated. If this is difficult to bring your leg up like this, so this leg is parallel, and this is a 90-degree ankle going down, then place your toes on the floor and just rotate it this way. Okay? So you have two ways to do it. Okay, so I'm going to adjust this and I'm going to explain the acupressure points, what we're going to be doing. And then we'll get right into the practice. And I'll also explain the movements. Okay, so now that we're down, okay. So they've actually done studies on how certain points in the head, massaging them, does relieve stress. It acts on the parasympathetic and the sympathetic nervous system, which makes sense. A lot of the meridians also run through the head. So the very first one we're going to talk about is considered an extra point. And it's called yin tang. You don't have to remember that. The third eye. If you've ever done yoga, you know about the third eye. And that point is actually, if you take your finger between your eyebrow and you come up a little on your forehead, not quite on the forehead, but down more towards the eyebrow, you will feel an indentation. And that's where the acupressure points are. They're like wells, that indentation that dip down. And that's one way that you'll know if you're in the right spot. So we're going to work with that point. That's an extraordinary point. The other point we're going to work with is if you go to the tip of your ear and go all the way up to the top of your head, that point on the top of the head, feel where that indentation is called the Bawa point, and it's actually on a vessel, an extraordinary meridian that runs from behind you on the back, all the way up the spine, and all the way up, goes up the back. If you do Tai Chi, Qigong, a lot of times they'll say, sink your weight into your feet, into the ground, and feel yourself being lifted by the top of your head, by the golden thread. And that's that point. Now, next to that point, there are other points. So if you can imagine a circle, and then you have north, south, east, and west. You have 4 points around it. The 2 points that surround that circle, you're going to be covering with 2 fingers, and I'll walk you through it. Now there's another point on the side of the head, and we're going to combine this, which is right above the ear. There's a point, if you take your finger and you go up by the tip of the ear on the skull, you'll feel an indentation on the skull. That's a gallbladder point, And the gallbladder runs all the way down the side of the body. It ends up on one of the toes. It has a lot to do with headaches we get on one side of the head sometimes, comes from that. But that has a lot to do with stress. All these points I'm talking about have a lot to do that'll help alleviate anxiety, depression, and stress. And I will talk you through that point when we get to it. There's another point in the back of your head, the back of the skull, where the skull comes down is a depression, almost at the top of where the vertebrae comes into the skull. That point is also on this extraordinary vessel, the dumai, that runs up the back. It has to do with depression. And you can feel that depression in the back. It's on the occipital bone, okay, between the two muscles that run on the neck, coming up where they meet. So it's right above that. Has to do with fear and depression. Another point, and be gentle with it, is your temples. There's a depression where your temples are. And we're going to work with those points also. And the depression point also has a lot to do with calming the mind. That's almost it for the points. Now there's one more under the lip. There's like a depression. We call that a pond. There's a name to that. And that has to do with anxiety and fright. We're going to end the practice of the massaging. There's also a point in the palm. I'm going to add 2 more points for you. If you take your third finger and put it down, that's a longang point, it's called. Connects to the pericardium, which encases and protects the heart. So this practice is a calming practice. It also calms the spirit. Chinese medicine, we have the heart, we have the emotions, and the Chen, or the spirit. We have it on one hand, we have it on the other hand too. Okay? The same way one temple, the same as on the opposite temple. The point above the ear, one side, it's also on this side. And then there's another point on the wrist, about 2 to 3 fingers into the wrist, about 2 fingers down. It's between the 2 bones on the wrist, and that's also part of the pericardium. A lot of times that has to do with seasickness. If you ever go on a ship and they used to sell these bracelets or something with like a bead on it, and you would press the bead and that would activate it to help with nausea. You could be sitting somewhere, you can be on a bus, and you could just be massaging that longang point. Is very, very calming. So those are the points we're going to work on. Okay? And at the very end, I'm going to walk you through the massage that we're going to do 6 times. After this practice, you'll probably say, I'm done. But I'm going to share with you a Qigong practice that's beautiful, that's also very calming. So let's begin with the extra point on the third eye. So we're going to take the third finger and put it over the index finger. It's a sword hand where the nail bed is. So that's third finger is over the index finger. We're going to take that point. We're going to massage it 9 times clockwise. Find the depression. 9 times clockwise. 9 times the opposite way. Focus the energy coming out the tip of the finger. And now we're going to breathe in, press, and release. Press and release. Press and release. Next, we're going to massage the temples 9 times. One way and the opposite way. Then 3 times, press and release. Press and release. Press. Don't press too hard. And release. Press and release. Now take your hands, your palms, and place them where that, right above with the ear, where that indentation is on the side, the gallbladder point. Press the palms there and take your 3rd middle finger and come up to that point on the top of the head. The ring finger is in front and the index finger behind, and we're going to rotate 9 times. Move the scalp forwards and back 9 times. And now form little circles. Move that 3rd finger, circular motions into that bawa point on the top of the head. 9 times. And 9 times the opposite direction. Now press in, hold, release. Press, release, press, and release. Now take your thumbs and at the bottom of the skull where that indentation is above the spine, I'm going to massage that 9 times. It's right where the spine comes up into the skull. There's a depression there, right between the muscles of the neck, above it, and 9 times the opposite way. Now press 3 times. Press and release. Press and release. Press and release. Now take your fingers, 3rd finger over the index finger at the bottom of the nail, under the chin, 9 times. 9 times the opposite way. And now press and release. Press and release. Press and release. And now we're going to take our hands, we're going to comb over the head, down the jawbone, up over the head. It's 2. 3, we're going to do 9 times. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And now take your hand, we call this a tiger mouth, and gently go down the throat, on the side of the throat. 1, 2, 3. Close your eyes and feel the release. Get in touch with your breath and relax any tension that you might feel. And keep your eyes closed and continue to breathe and release any tension. All right, and now slowly stand. The practice we're going to do is from a very ancient Qigong practice. It's Lama's Qigong, which is a healing Qigong. A lot of Qigongs are healing Qigongs. And I'm going to explain the movement. Follow me if you can, but you're going to do it at your own breath. But let's first learn the movement. We're standing shoulder width apart. Bend your knees a little. Have a little more weight on the ball of the foot, but the heels are still lightly touching. Tuck your bum, tuck under. Relax the shoulders. Take a sigh, which kind of rounds the back. Chin is back. Tongue on the roof of the mouth. That aligns the energy flow in the back. So points in the back are now open instead of being compressed. And your neck is elongated as you pull up and sink down with the feet. Arms are away from the body. Relax. We're going to raise the arms coming up. Palms are facing each other as I go up. As I come above where the heart is, I turn the palms to face out. I go up as high as I can. Palms still facing out. As my arms come to either side of me, palms turn down, and I continue the way down. We're doing this now without the breath. Just follow along. Bring the hands up. And palms face each other. As they come above where the heart is, they face out, straight up. We don't lock the arms. Allow them to come out. Turn over. And the tempo is going to be even and the same. So we're going to come up, palms facing each other, palms face out. This is heavenly hands, heavenly clouds, heavenly cloud hands. Turn the palms down as they come down. Shoulders are relaxed. Breathe in. Breathe out. Contract the stomach as you breathe out. Breathe in. Just follow your breath. Don't let the breath get you all messed up. Do what's comfortable right now as you're learning the movement. You can also change the breath around. Nice and slow. Exhale coming down. Inhale coming up. Exhale. Nice long exhale. Inhale. Feel the energy between the palms. Feel the energy in the arms and the hands. Coming up. Coming down. Nice and slow. Let the energy build. Use your breath to bring the energy up. To bring it down as you contract. 3 more times. Remember, we don't lock the arms. There's always a slight bend. And now, women, place your right hand right under the belly button, left hand on top. Then place your left hand first and right hand on top. The energy. Now take your right hand, place it over the heart. Place your left hand in front of the third eye, uniting the Chen, the spirit, the heart, with the mind. And then bring the hands down, both hands to the heart. And that ends the practice. So I hope that you feel a little more relaxed and de-stressed. Enjoy the practice. And in another video, I'll share with you another Qigong practice that helps us de-stress. So thank you for popping in on my channel. And have a good rest of the day or evening. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.